Good morning, students. Welcome to English class. I hope you all are fine and ready for a new class. Today I am going to explain you the very first lesson of the main course book, George's Secret Key to the Universe. And the theme of our chapter is Exploring Space. This story will explain you how a star is formed in the outer space. And this lesson, which is given in your textbook, is a small extract adapted from George's Secret Key to the Universe book. Okay, so before going to the chapter, let's familiarize with the authors. And this is a collaborative work of Lucy Hawking and Stephen William Hawking. So here is a profile of Stephen Hawking. Stephen William Hawking, 1942 to 2018, was an English theoretical physicist, cosmologist, author, and director of research at the Center for Theoretical Cosmology within the University of Cambridge. And he is known for his contribution to the field of cosmology, general relativity, and quantum gravity, especially in the context of black holes. And his famous book is called A Brief History of Time. And he had a rare early onset slow progressing form of motor neuron disease and also known as ALS that gradually paralyzed him over the decades. Even after the loss of his speech, he was still able to communicate through a speech generating device, initially through use of a handheld switch and eventually by using a single cheek muscle. So that is about Stephen William Hawking. Lucy Hawking, 1917, is best known as a children's novelist and science educator. She is the daughter of the theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking and writer Jane Wilde Hawking. As a young adult, she played a significant role in tending to her father's deteriorating health caused by ALS. So that's all about the authors. So let's start our chapter. Before that, let's introduce the characters of the story. First character, George. He's a little boy with enough aspirations and dreams. Second character is Eric. He's a neighbor of George and a scientist. Then Annie. She's the daughter of Eric. And last character, Cosmos. Cosmos is a supercomputer which can do incredible things. Now let's start our story. George's secret key to the universe. So, did you know what is constellation? The group of stars with different shapes is called as constellations. So, two constellations are given for you in the picture, Orion or Hunter, and Big Dipper and Little Dipper. Okay, so let's begin the story. George enters an abandoned house to find his pet. He finds out that the house is not abandoned and a girl called Annie lives there with her father Eric. Eric is a scientist and likes George very much. Their house is in a mess, but George spots many interesting things in the clutter of books and papers. The thing that fascinates him the most is Eric's special computer. So the introduction of the chapter itself give who are the main characters in the story. George, Annie, Eric and Cosmos. Cosmos is a sort of supercomputer which can talk like human. So the speciality in the house is it is abandoned house. Abandoned means very lonely house that is separated with other atmosphere. So when George entered the house, he spots many interesting things and he saw a special computer also. Eric's special computer. Eric's computer was small and glossy. It looked powerful and neat. The sort of computer you might find on a spaceship. Eric hit a couple of buttons on the keyboard and the computer made a sort of humming noise while bright flashes of colors shot across the screen. He patted the computer happily. So, in this paragraph, it is saying that when George saw Eric's supercomputer, he was amazed because it was small and glossy. Here, glossy means shiny and smooth. And it was a supercomputer which can talk like humans. Eric treated his computer Cosmos like a human being with all emotions and feelings. Moreover, he considered his computer as an intimate friend. Then Eric hit a couple of buttons on the keyboard and the computer made some sort of humming noise. You have forgotten something, said a strange mechanical voice, and George jumped out of his skin. Now, Cosmos asked Eric to introduce himself to the guest. George got fascinated and surprised by seeing such computer which can talk like human being. So here jumped out of his skin means George got surprised. Have I? Eric looked confused for a moment. Yes, said the voice. You have not introduced me? I'm so sorry, exclaimed Eric. George, this is Cosmos, my computer. George gulped. He had no idea what to say. You have to say hello to Cosmos, said Eric in a side whisper to George, otherwise, he will get offended. Hello, Cosmos, said George nervously. He had never spoken to a computer before. Hello, George, replied Cosmos. I am the most powerful computer in the world. In the future, there will be computers more powerful than me, but there are none in the past or present. So, then Eric introduced Cosmos and Cosmos introduced himself to George. And he also said that I'm the most powerful computer in the world, but there are none in the past or present. So what he wanted to convey that in the future there will be a computer more powerful than Cosmos, but there are none in the present or past. Sorry about this, Eric whispered to George. Computers can be a bit touchy sometimes. I'm cleverer than Eric too, boasted Cosmos. Says who? Said Eric crossly, glaring at the screen. Says me, said Cosmos. I can compute billions of numbers in a nanosecond in less time than it takes you to say. Cosmos is great. I can compute the life of planets, of comets, of stars, and of galaxies. Before you can say, Cosmos is the most impressive computer that I have ever seen. He is truly incredible. I can. All right, said Eric. Cosmos, you are the most impressive computer we have ever seen. Now, can we get on? I want to show George how a star is born. So, Cosmos boasted itself saying that he is more powerful than his creator Eric. And Eric was not pleased with the statement of Cosmos. But Cosmos went on speaking of certain things that his master could not do with ease. Cosmos declared that he could compute billions of numbers in a nanosecond and the life of planets, comets, stars, and galaxies. Now, Eric told George that he wanted to show George that how a star is born. No, said Cosmos. No, said Eric. What do you mean? No, you ridiculous machine. He must take the oath, said Cosmos. Good point. Clever Cosmos, said Eric, leaping over to the blackboard. George, said Eric, to learn about the greatest subject in the whole universe. Are you prepared to take a special oath? To promise that you will use your knowledge only for good and not for evil. This is very important, George. Science can be a force for good, but it can also do great harm. George stood up straighter and looked Eric in the eye. I am, he confirmed. So, when Eric said that he wanted George to know how a star is born, Cosmos denied Eric. by saying that George should take oath. So, oath means it is a promise regarding one's future action or behavior. So, they made George take an oath. Then Eric explained the importance of the oath that George has to take before his exploration into the space through cosmos. And he further highlights the double nature of science, and he says that science can be used for both good and evil of humanity. Now George confirms and prepares himself to take the oath. George stood up straighter and looked Eric in the eye. I am, he confirmed. Then said Eric, look at the words on the blackboard. It is the oath of the scientist. Read the oath out loud. The words of the oath made him feel tingly with excitement, right down to his toes. He read the oath out loud as Eric had instructed. So, the oath of the scientist is a promise to use George's knowledge only for good and not for evil. It demands the fruitful use of knowledge of the universe. It asks the oath taker to be faithful and warns himself not to use scientific knowledge for personal gain or to destroy the planet. Okay. So that's all about the first part of the story. So I hope it is clear to you. That's all for today. So see you in the next video with the remaining of the story. Thank you.